Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I am your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. And yes, uh, my sources are no longer singing that it's all bread and honey, that OGL 1.0 will be grandfathered in so long as you don't sign on to 1.1. And now my sources, as of last night, are, I don't want to say in panic mode, they are in defiant mode. They are um, the industry in general appears to be circling the wagons against Wizards of the Coast. Now, I was actually checking out the interesting reading. If you go over to the D&D Beyond forums, there's actually a thread on 1.1, and this paragraph I thought was really telling. And I'm going to read this paragraph, and then I'm going to go into my own thoughts. Regardless of the specific terms Wizards wants to impose if they're successful in converting the OGL, Open Game License. Remember what the OGL actually calls itself. Ignore the abbreviation for a moment. An Open Game License. Open for a game. What we're seeing with 1.1 is not open. But they're successful in converting the OGL from the perpetual worldwide royalty-free license that it was written as into something Wizards can deauthorize and rewrite with no specified process, then the OGL will be functionally dead. Third-party creators like Paizo, who have created huge libraries of OGL content in good faith and in full compliance with the terms originally set forth by Wizards, will be screwed. And no third-party developer in their right mind will even consider investing significant resources and efforts into open game license content under 1.1. Not because of any specific term of any specific iteration of the OGL will necessarily prevent them from doing what they want, but because the OGL itself has been converted from a reliable covenant with the company into a capricious instrument of enforcement against the community. This is spot on. This is awesome. And let me point out some things for you. First off, if you are somebody who likes to share your material in a non-static digital manner, which would be something like, dare I say it, a blog where I've put much of my content up on and shared under the OGL. Now, if I leave it up, am I going to get a cease and desist letter from Wizards of the Coast? Because you can't share content on a non-static digital platform. All due respect, that's number one. Okay. Number two, not even mentioned here is that at any point, at any time, with 1.1, Wizards can say, hey, we're giving you a 30-day notice that we are withdrawing 1.1. Or, hey, we're giving you a 30-day notice that we're going to be requiring royalty payments on any company that makes more than $10,000 off of the open game license 1.1. They can change the terms at any point. And what's your options? If you're a company like Paizo, if you're a company like Goodman Games, Trollord Games, any of these major publishers of their own product lines, Castles and Crusades, that's all under 1.0. Can they do further content for that? Are they going to be told, hey, shut? You can release what you've already put out, but you can't produce anything new unless you go to 1.1. And if you go to 1.1, yes, you own your content, but you're giving Wizards an unlimited license to use your content without any kind of recompense, without any payment, without even an attaboy. They can just take your content and use it as if it was theirs. Put it in a product, put it in its own product. They can do what they want with it. This is a nightmare if you make your living off of this. And here's where it gets scary, because this thought occurred to me after I got my calls last night and my PMs. This is a scorched earth policy. This is 2023 is the year between editions, right? We have 5e. 5e is going to go down. We know it's a dead year for 5e. So 2024, we get one D&D. So they're saying, well, yeah, listen, like, we're going to put royalties on anything over 750,000, which can change with the 30-day notice. By the way, they can change those points. We're gonna just take this away with a 30-day notice, but don't worry about it. It's not going to affect you. This isn't going to affect anybody. The changes are minimal. The changes are not minimal. From what has been leaked in that document, changes are not minimal. Changes are huge. Okay, you're giving up the same rights that you would give up if you were publishing on the DMs Guild, but you're giving them up as Paizo, as Goodman, as Trollord, as Cobalt Press. If you make your living off this, you're getting fucked. So, what are your options? I can sign all the rights over to all my material that I publish going forward to Wizards of the Coast, or I can not opt into 1.1, which means I can't, according to what we're hearing, put out any further content for with 1.0 or 1.0a, right? Because we're saying those are unauthorized. That we're just unauthorized them. For some reason, we didn't do this when we released 4E under the game system license, and Paizo actually put out a competing game that stole our market share and pounded us into the dirt. We apparently didn't think of this, but now here we are, and we got a new lawyer. Our lawyer says, "Oh yeah, we can do this." No, what it is it's a 1.2, $1.3 million company saying, "I have deep pockets and I will sue your ass if you go against what we have now decided is the interpretation of an open game license that has been in effect for 22, 23 years." So what do you do against that? So you got to fight it, right? But what company has the dollars to fight that on their own? None of them. Literally none of them. Maybe they can join forces. Maybe they can crowdsource, crowdfund. I don't know. But this is the big bully coming out and saying, "Fuck you. This is all mine now." And I don't care what the rules said. I'm telling you, my new interpretation is this is what the rules say, and go fuck yourself. And why are they doing it now? If the game is not coming out for another year, why are we getting the new OGL now? They're cleaning the slate. All right? They want to see which companies are going to sign up for 1.1. If you don't sign up for 1.1, you don't publish anything in 2023. How many companies are going to go out of business in the next year? Right? It's a bully tactic. But if they can bully off some of these other major companies and have them fold shop or have them leave the D20 market, then when one D&D comes out, it's all theirs. All your RPGs belong to me. That's what it comes down to. Because listen, too, think about this. Well, the moment you publish, I don't know, Swords and Wizardry under 1.1, what happens? Wizards of the Coast can just say, "Hey, we're going to put our own Sword and Wizardry book. We're going to call it a classic D&D." Of course, this is what they can do. So now is the time as a social group, as a community. If you see a thread on Facebook, you see a thread on Twitter, comment. I don't care if your comment is as short as, "I can't believe this is happening," or a joke, "I can't believe this is butter." I don't care what you say, but Wizards of the Coast needs to know that there is pushback. I've spoken with members of the community. I've spoken with publishers, and it's like, "Well, do you think that Wizards of the Coast did this leak?" And it's like, my personal opinion, the leak of the 1.1 OGL and the bits and pieces that we know, which I was like, it's horribly written, some of the stuff that we saw, but I don't think that Wizards of the Coast leaked that, personally. I believe somebody who was under NDA saw this and said, with good conscience, I cannot allow this to be released without public discussion. So whoever leaked it, God bless you. All right. You may have violated the terms of an NDA, but potentially um, you've opened the eyes up of the gaming community and the people who are commenting on these forums, like at the D&D Beyond forum, aren't publishers. These are consumers, and these are consumers seeing that. And again, you have the true believers. You have the ones that are suck ups. They got their face planted far up the ass. I understand that, but there are people who are making well thought out observations of what's going to happen to the marketplace and the community, and realize this: Wizards of the Coast only cares about the community as far as they can monetize it. This is all monetization. That fucking article from what, November, where, or early December, where it's like, oh well, we need to find a way to monetize. The players don't pay enough. They weren't just talking about players; they were talking about publishers. They're not getting enough money out of publishers. They know how much money they're getting out of the D&D DMs Guild, right? They know what money they're getting off that for doing nothing, jack shit, but for letting people use their IP that is beyond just the open game license. So, but at least you're getting a storefront from that, right? A place to sell. Here, they're gonna. I can guarantee you that $750,000 tax point. They would love to lower that to 50, and I'm sure they will at some point because they don't want anybody. And remember, it's not what you grossed or net. It's your total revenue. It's your revenue. What did you make? Oh, over that price point, we get 25%, 20% for them Kickstarter. And don't tell me that Kickstarter is not going to start saying, oh, you're releasing an OGL product. Is it under 1.0 or 1.1? Even if Quark step in or WotC blinks and goes, all right, we'll leave 1.0 out there. Kickstarter's gonna be going, yeah, no, it's under 1.0. We only accept products that are being kickstarted under 1.1. They made a deal. You think that wouldn't happen? Folks, if you enjoy work from, I don't know, gaming publishers other than Wizards of the Coast, now is your time to support them. And if you enjoy stuff from Wizards of the Coast, now is the time to let them know that their decisions are not good decisions when it comes to the gaming community. Make your thoughts known. Make it all known. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to put this up here. You can pause the screen if you need to get this down. I'll put this link as a comment or in the show notes. There is a petition up at change.org about the old OGL, asking Hasbro not to change it. I generally don't have much faith in this stuff, but if you can get the numbers up on this, if we can get 5-digit, 6-digit, 7-digit people opting into this, and maybe it makes a difference. Maybe it makes a difference. Folks, this is your gaming community. The OGL is not just the OSR. It's Pathfinder. It's DCC. It's MCC. It's Castles and Crusades. It's all of these companies that produce gaming material. And Wizards of the Coast is going to do oh yeah, I left you the ball for 23 years, but now fuck you. I'm taking the ball away. And if you want to play with this new ball, which is the same as the old ball, but really nothing like it, but I'm going to call it the same thing. If you want to play with this new ball, hey, there's no difference. Really, there's no difference between one or the other. So I was going to say, maybe I don't have to go beyond this, but maybe I do. So hold on. Let me see what we shall see here. I'm going to add something. I didn't want to remove. I want to remove that. I need to stop. God damn it! I hate when things don't work. It's just like doing a live stream. I don't re-record this, folks. This just becomes part of the the nature of it. So here, we're going to look at OGLs, SRDs, and 1D&D. This wonderful piece of bullshit was put up December 21st. And will 1D&D be covered by an SRD or an OGL? Yes. And it will be backwards compatible. Will the OGL terms change? Yes. We will release it in early 2023. We need an update so that large businesses do not exploit our intellectual property. Where's the exploit? If you were following the OGL as written, now it's an exploit. So, first, making sure that OGL 1.1 is clear about what it covers and what it doesn't. It only does tabletop RPGs, and only those materials that are permitted as printed media or static electronic files, EPUBs and PDFs. So fuck you, bloggers, and fuck you for people that are sharing things elsewhere. Can't happen. No videos, no video games. Why? Because Paizo's video games are doing better than Wizards of the Coast licensed games. Go figure that one out. To clarify, outside of printed media and static electronics files, the OGL doesn't cover it. Again, if that was for going forward with anything that's worked off of 1D&D, that's fine. But remember, we are burning the field, we are getting rid of the crops, and we are planting only 1D&D going forward. So, will this affect the content and service players already use? It shouldn't. The top VTT platforms already have custom agreements with Wizards to do what they do, and the others can all fall to shit, right? They don't have. Oh, they don't. They got to get a license, and they can't afford a license. Well, go fuck themselves. Okay. Other merchandise, not worried about that. Second, we're updating OGL or different terms to create choose to make free and commercial content. And if you're making commercial content, relatively little is going to change for most creators, except that you have to accept the license terms to let us know what you're offering for sale. And we have the rights to deny you the use of the license, basically if you don't fall within our morality clause. So I've said this before, and I'll say this again. That means that people like, I don't know, Wenger, The Pundit, Zach Smith, James Raggi, are probably going to be on the short list of those that will get denied access to 1.1. Shut down your business. There you go. Report OGL related revenue annually if you make more than $50,000 in a year. Trust me, that's going to go down. Then, of course, you're going to have to, if you make more than 750, you're going to have to pay a tax. Also, you need to include a creator product badge on your work. So is that the again, your work, it's like the D20 license, right? You got the D20 license and the OGL were different, but this one, you got to put a badge on your work. And this is so few changes in this, by the way, so few changes that we are going to provide explanatory videos, FAQs, and the web portal for registration to make navigating requirements as easy as intuitive as possible. And we will also have help available. So they're going to have staff available to help you through this. Do you think these changes are small and inconsequential? No, they're consequential. So, for the fewer than 20 creators worldwide who make more than $750,000 in income in a year, although there may be more, because once we figure out how much you're making, they're guessing on that number. But if you're under 1.1, they'll know. We will add a royalty starting in 2024. So even for the creators making significant money selling D&D supplements and games, no royalties will be due for 2023 because they expect the market to tank, and they are going to ensure the market tanks. And all revenue below 750 in future years will be royalty free with a 30-day notice where we can change it. So again, this is all bullshit. This is all stroke job. This is all, the OGL is not going away. You'll still be able to create new D&D content, publish it anywhere, and game with your friends and followers in all the ways that make the game and the community so great. What else is missing here, though? D&D content. They're not saying you can make Pathfinder content. They don't want you to make Pathfinder content. They're not saying that you can make Castles of Crusade content or Swords and Wizardry content, Roger content, or Labyrinth Lord, or OSE. Nope. The OGL is only for you to support 1D&D and everybody else as a company should die off or convert to supporting 1D&D. This is bullshit. This is something that we as a community have to stand up against. And I'm asking you as a community to do so. Get involved. You know what? Even if it's licensed, I don't do boycotts, but I don't buy much of Wizards of the Coast material anyway. But do as your heart tells you to do. Do as your mind tells you to do. All right, folks, on that note, we have a live stream tonight, Rich and I. It's about Gamers Health. It won't be touching on 1.1. Don't tune in and expect us to be talking a lot of gaming shit. It's going to be a lot of life events. However, pencil in tomorrow at noon. We may have a very special Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse to discuss this very topic. I believe Rob Conley, Greg Christopher, possibly Tim Shorts. It's going to be a good conversation. Pencil it in, 12 noon. I'm trying to settle it, get it finalized. I should know by tonight. So if you do want to pop into the live stream and find out what's going on for tomorrow, if we do have it, I will put I'll probably put a link on the screen like I have a link up here right now. All right, folks. On that note, again, thank you so much. Your support is awesome. Please, 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 if you like your publishers that provide you with material for whatever edition of the game you're playing or an OGL stuff, support them publicly, vocally. Let Wizards of the Coast know that there is unified opposition. Other than that, we're in the midst of the pandemic. Use your common sense. Be safe. Be well. God bless. Roll those dice. I will see some of you all tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern.